Okay, last video we talked about some of the best Super Nintendo video games, but what about those games that are not so great? Those games that are considered the worst games of a console? Thank God some were forgotten in time. This is Games Never Rust, and these are the worst Super Nintendo video games ever!
5.
Super 3D Noah's Ark. Everyone knows the Noah story, and I will not criticize the religion's part, but we are in front of a game where you pursue animals with a slingshot and then you shoot them to kill them. Oh wait, sorry, to sleep them. To stop a rebellion. Even when they use the Wolfenstein 3D graphic motor, the graphics are pretty bad for the console. I don't know how Nintendo let this happen. Wait a moment, it didn't! Super 3D Noah's Ark was sold without Nintendo's permission. You can thank Wisdom 3 for this game.
4.
Captain Nobbling. Because the diabetes is one hell of a theme for a game, we have Captain Nobbling, a superhero with diabetes that has to fight against alien donuts by jumping on them. While we go through this adventure, the game is going to give us some facts about this condition. It's not a bad game because of its educative elements. It is a bad game because of its story. It's horrible. The horrible graphics, the horrible OST. Maybe the only good part of this is that teaches some things about the diabetes. I think.
3.
Shaq Fu. This is one of the worst games in history. But believe me, it's not the worst in Super Nintendo. We have Shaq Fu, a fighting game that has as the protagonist the giant Shaquille O'Neal. In the game, while he is on his way to a basketball game, he goes into a kung fu dojo, where he is sent to a dimension where he has to rescue Chunesu from a mummy. An evil mummy. The evil mummy is Sedra. Yes, I know, it's fucking awful. The story is not the worst part. The gameplay is so rigid. The OST is awful. And a sequel is being developed. And I don't know if the world is ready for a new Shaq Fu game.
2.
Pitfighter! This game is just a mess. It's a fighting game that you digitalize as characters to play. In the game you only have one life, one health bar, nothing else, and it's hard to play as hell. It's like playing a game where you always rage quit because the character doesn't jump even when you press the freaking button. Imagine that, but all the time in a game. Frustrating as hell. At least the graphics aren't so bad.
1.
Bebe's Kids! It is a beat'em up based on a crappy movie from the 90s. You can use different characters, but all of them have the same kind of animation in their movements. It is hard to play because of the rigid moves that makes any battle longer than it should. That makes us lose time, and if the countdown reaches the limit we have to start the stage again and again and again, and that is really common in this game. It is just frustrating and has one of the worst Super Nintendo OST. Okay, this was the end of the video. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you next time!